we today on a Saturday morning? So, another IG Live session, and you know me, I do like value for money. So, what I'm going to do today is once again show you a couple of moves where you're doing three things. So, it's going to involve the upper body, it's going to involve hooping, and it's also going to involve the lower body. So the first one is bring your arms into the shape of the letter E. We sometimes call this cactus arms. And what I want you to do, I want you to bring your elbows in, and as you bring your elbows in, you lift your knee. And we're also going to add a shoulder press. I'll turn sideways on. So bring elbows in and then lift your palms to the ceiling. So we call that pec deck shoulder lift with a knee raise. Fantastic. Okay, so that's move number one. And what's good about that is, I say it's three things, but actually it's also having to use your brain, because your brain's having to focus on using your arms, using your legs, and just keeping your whole body moving. So the second one, I'm just going to take my feet slightly apart, and you're going to bring, I like to make my hands into a fist. You're going to bring your hand, so whichever hand goes across your body. So if I bring my right hand, I'm going to step out. So you can either, there we go, so you're going across the body. Fantastic. So keep that going. So take your arm across the body. Now, you can, it's early on Saturday morning, I'm going to try and see if I take my right arm across, can I step out? No, I'm going to have to practice that one, but this is a good one because you're taking arm and leg and still hooping. Okay, so move number three, and remembering you're breathing, you're smiling, hooping, using arms, using legs. So I think that it's at least 4 or 5. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you once again. So why I like bringing my hand into a fist, it just works these muscles a little bit more. So I think what I'll do is I'll turn sideways on so you can see. So I'll make my hands into a fist. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to come up on my toes. So working the back of my legs and circling. So I have a hoop circling around my middle, and I'm coming up onto my toes. Excellent. I'll show you that again. Might have to go back a little bit more so you can see. So I'm lifting onto my toes and circling. So I've done a few circles forward, and I can assure you this is working my arms. So I'm then going to take my arms backwards, so lifting onto my toes and circling. So you can, if you want to make it more of a balance challenge, just stay up on your toes for 4, 3, definitely working my balance, 2 and 1. Fantastic. Okay. So I don't know if you can see that this is definitely a workout. So my fourth combo move, 3 for the price of 1, is, so you can say what, buy 1 get 2 free, is I'm going to do shoulder biceps with squats, because ordinarily biceps with the hoop are quite hard, but if you extend your hands out like this. And once again, you've got the option of making a fist. And bring your hands to your shoulders. That works your biceps. And I'm going to add a squat. Woohoo! So here we are. I'm squatting and hooping and doing shoulder biceps. You can also have the option with this. You can just stay in a squat position, work the legs a little bit more, and just work the arms. So many different options. So if you tune into my IG Lives regularly, you know I always like to do a quick recap, but I'm going to change this recap slightly. I'm going to stop my hoop, as you do, and I'm going to bring in some weight. So here's some I've prepared earlier. Okay, so you don't have weights, not a problem. So these weights I've got, a little dinky weight. They are half kg, which is perfect. So especially if you're doing arms, you don't want to go too heavy. You don't have weights, I'm sure somewhere in the house you might have to the beans, or you've got those water bottles, you know, you've got some plastic bottles that you can fill with water to just add a little bit of resistance and just take the workout up a little bit. So let's do those again as a recap. So the first one was pec deck, shoulder press, knee lift. So once again, make your elbows into the E position, bring your elbows in, lift the knee and push up. So knee in and up, in and up. Excellent. And keep that going. So belly button in towards your spine, remembering to breathe and remembering to smile. Fantastic. So I'm going to do the next one sideways on. So remember, keeping your elbows nice and high. Bring your arm across your body and step one foot out to the side. So I call this half star with punching arms. So you can actually invent your own moves, because as you know, if you are moving and grooving, you are improving. And with this, you can go fancy. So you might want to do 1, 2, 1, 2. And I'm just taking my arms across. You can change the arms and bring the elbows in more, like so. So it almost looks like a hook. And, you know, I always like to put in a little box to move here and there. You can change it and take your fist up towards the ceiling. So lots of options. I was going to get a little bit fancy there and get a bit carried away, but I'll save that for another day. Excellent. Okay, let's do our arm circles. So this is why you don't want to go too heavy, because by extending your arms away from your body, you're already working harder because your wrists are so much further from the centre of your body. So that's natural weight in itself. So I've added 1 kg on top, just with my hand weight. And once again, come up and circle. Then you can circle the other way. You can stay on your toes. Lots of options. And then, I don't know, this is a favourite of mine, just because sometimes it's quite hard to work your biceps when you're hooping. So just hold your hands out in front and you're bringing your fingers towards your shoulders and squatting. So shoulder bicep curl with a squat. So let's recap what we're doing with this one. We are engaging our brain. We're breathing. We're smiling. We're using the arms. We're working the core. We're working the back. We're working our hips. We're working our glutes. We're working our thighs. We're working our thighs, hamstrings, mobilizing our knees, working our ankles and our hips. What more could you want from an exercise? So I have brought my arms forward, but there's no reason why you can't have your arms long and do the same and bring your fists in and still squat. So here, so many different combinations, not only to have fun whilst you're hooping, but work at the same time in the comfort of your home with a hoop, joint friendly. So thank you for joining me on Saturday morning for my IG Live. My brain is already focusing on new hints, tips, tricks and ideas where you can use the hoop. So maybe for the next session what I might do is I might do some off the body stuff, because it's always good to mix and match. I'm going to love you and leave you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.